All right, we're going to go ahead and start. We're not going to let you guys wait here. Let's see, we got desk cam. All right, we'll see if the audio works this time. Switched mics. I can hear it here. For some reason, the other mic was not working. So I guess I'll wait till I see comments before I even start talking to see if it's working. Again, audio issues again on this end biting us. Oh, they can hear us now. Good. Back to what I was talking about. So I don't know why that mic just quit working, because it was working and then it stopped. But talking about the next big things coming our way weather-wise, we're going to have a big cold front come in. And the reason it's a big cold front is because it's going to get a lot colder behind it. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get severe weather ahead of it. We're going to have some thunderstorms tomorrow, potentially, but the model guidance the last couple of runs really does not look impressive. Maybe some hail. We're talking pea and dime size hail. Now, it won't be like the hail that we had, I think it was last Thursday, when we had all that hail in the Russellville area where it started accumulating on the roads. So it's not going to be that bad. The worst part about it's going to be the wind coming tomorrow, wind advisory, winds 30 to 35 miles an hour, and then we're going to have colder air coming in. And my son Ross's birthday's today, and Drake's birthday's coming up Thursday, and it's kind of always been a process this time of year. I always remember it. There's always a cool down that comes our way, and I can remember spreading mulch with my dad in the backyard one spring break, probably March 18th, and it was snowing. There were snow flurries out there. It was windy. It was cold. And it just comes at a point when everybody's fully ready for spring, at least most everybody, and then the first day of spring is going to feel like winter. So we got a wind chill factor Thursday morning that'll be in the 20s. The actual high temperatures will be in the low 40s, and we're going to have periods of drizzle and mist and some light rain showers throughout the day. The good news is, on a cool down like this time of year, usually the next day it's warming up. We get some sun, and sure enough, we're going to be in the mid-60s Friday. But there will be a hard freeze coming our way. We may be below freezing for at least 2, maybe 3 hours Friday morning, and it all has to do with the wind dying down. So once the wind dies down, we will be watching that. But right now, hey, we're far from that. We're in the 60s. It's been a really nice night out there. And the other reason I remember these marches the way they are is because I was sitting out at like baseball practice, freezing. Everybody had their little propane heater with them. And I kind of miss those days, but I kind of don't. I don't miss the cold days. I just miss being out at the ballpark with the boys. Out in the shoals right now, it's still 66. Beautiful night out there. You can probably hear it in my voice. The pollen is high. It is going to be very high. We still haven't got to the pollen, the yellow pollen that you see everywhere on your car every morning, and you get all the memes that go along with it. One of my favorite allergy memes and pollen memes has got to be the Death Star one. So here are the temperatures around here. It's really nice. It's really nice. They're still in the 70s. They were in the mid-80s way out west in western Oklahoma. And then you see Rapid City. It's snowing in Rapid City. It's 30 degrees. High clouds spilling over Texas. Pretty quiet. And again, there's not a lot of instability building in ahead of this. It's a fairly potent upper-level storm system. Spring breakers enjoying that out in Denver, Winter Park, Colorado, Breckenridge, all those places. Vail, probably seeing some really good snow. And this is going to pull out into the plains. They'll probably see some snow in northern Kansas, up into Nebraska, and even they don't want that this time of year. But then take a look over the last 36 hours. That's where this storm emerged, basically. Produced a lot of snow in the ski resorts there in the Sierra Nevada. I bet Heavenly probably picked up a foot, maybe 2 feet of snow with that over the weekend. And here's a look at some of that snow they had out there in the Sierra Nevada. And usually the thing is I go to this weather conference out there in the Sierra Nevada out of Lake Tahoe. I get out there once a year. Usually it's January. Sometimes there's good snow, but other times they're in a snow drought. And from what, I'm going to take a sip of water here. They get some of their biggest snows in March. And this is one of those big snows. And I remember last March, they had snow that was piling up to the bottom of the ski lift chairs. So they actually had to close the lifts down for a while because they had so much snow. And, I kind of like the pretty white snow that you see there, but I don't like it necessarily in March. I like my snow around Christmas for a couple of weeks, and then I like to get back to 60s and 70s. But that's pretty much what they've had to deal with out there over the weekend, and now that's moving into the Colorado Rockies and eventually the Plains states. We'll see some snow tomorrow. But over here, the next 12 hours in the Tennessee Valley, not bad. Tomorrow, it's going to become windy, as I mentioned earlier. Southerly winds will be sustained around 20, and then we'll see wind gusts over 30 miles an hour by the evening with a few of those thunderstorms and highs in the low 70s. Here's your 3-day forecast, and what we're looking at, 76 and then 48 and then 63. So we're still not to that point of the year where things level off. Usually we don't level off until we get into the late June through July months, where the whole week can be about the same every day. This time of year, every day is a little bit different. We're going to roll this commercial break, and then we're going to come back. This lasts about a minute, so just a minute of your time here with this. Let me find out which one it is. Is it just the start break? Start break. All right, for the last 10 seconds, again, thank our sponsor there, One Source Roofing. And again, one of these days, we'll have video there instead. That'll be nice. So again, here's Weather Extra. We just cross-posted this to my Facebook page, so we may see a few more folks on here. But tomorrow, key points are the wind, a few thunderstorms. Don't think they're going to be severe. Smaller hail, wind gusts. A thunderstorm may produce a wind gust of 40 or 45. But the big challenge is going to be the colder air coming in for about 36 hours. Here's the sustained winds, 16, 19, peaking around 20 or so. And then the gusts are going to be 20 to 30, maybe 35 miles an hour as we go through this. And it's going to blow all that pollen around. So we've got extreme pollen for the foreseeable future. I'd say at least the next 3 weeks. So we're just going to have to deal with it. So the doctor's offices will be busy. I've been taking my allergy medicine, but it doesn't seem to help. I used to try to take it at night because it tends to make me drowsy, and I don't want to be drowsy in the afternoon, right? So here's a look hour by hour, and you'll see what I mean by it's probably not very eventful tomorrow with the thunderstorm activity, but some small hail. By 1 o'clock, not much. It's cloudy, it's windy, periods of very light spotty showers coming through, and this is really showing you that the atmosphere is not really set up for heavy rain just because the humidity is fairly low. So we reach highs in the low, maybe mid-70s in a few spots. And as we get into the evening hours, by 6:30 you start to notice a few of these showers and thunderstorms moving into western Alabama and the western part of Middle Tennessee. But notice how disorganized this is. You've got a spotty shower here and there, nothing like what we would typically see if we were expecting a fairly robust round of thunderstorms. They may flare up a little bit more by 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and we'll be talking about that at 9:30 on our 48 Weather Extra. Now, here's the big change that I don't like at all, and a lot of you have been complaining about this on social media too. Between 8:30 and, say, 11 o'clock Thursday morning, the temperatures are going to be in the 30s and low 40s, and it's going to feel like the 20s. And this is why we urge you not to plant until we get like the second week of April. And even then, some years are really different. That one year, I was talking about this at dinner tonight, we had temperatures dropped to about 20 degrees. It was around the second week of April, and it just killed everything. I mean, the pecan trees, they didn't produce any fruit. You've got the crepe myrtles. They just they looked like they died. They just went dormant. So that was a horrible year. I think that was like 2010 or something, but it was way back. But this is what I mean by 9:45 Thursday, strong west wind gusting to about 25, and it's still in the 30s. And we're going to have some drizzle, spotty showers, and a little bit of mist going on all day. So a good day to hibernate Thursday and maybe make your last pot of chili for the year, maybe. Good night for a fire. Here's what's going on, though, as we get into the evening. Right before sunset, the sun starts to shine in some areas, and the temperatures warm up by 3 degrees or so, and that's it. And then we get colder, down to freezing. I think we're going to be below freezing probably at least 2, maybe 3 hours Friday morning. Get ready for that. But then we rebound real nicely. 63 Friday, Saturday 71, then 75 Sunday, and then Sunday evening into Monday morning, another round of showers and thunderstorms. Those may be a little bit more robust than what we see tomorrow. But it's severe weather season, so we'll watch it. But no, the key to watching storm systems this far out is look at the low temperatures. When you start the morning below, say, 55 degrees, usually you don't see a lot of severe weather because that's a good measure of the dew point and how dry the air is. So we start tomorrow morning around 50, and then 43 Thursday, and then Sunday morning it's 44 in the morning. So this is kind of the season where you have these chilly morning lows, and then you warm up. The afternoon highs are nice, but you're changing wardrobes constantly during the week, going from winter. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, you can start your spring garden indoors. I have no problem with that. Well, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I do this Monday through Friday when I'm here, right, at 9:30 in the evening. And when there's bigger weather events, we usually talk a lot more, break it down a little bit more, but at least we're able to share a little bit more of that 10-day forecast with you. Oh, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys later.